What's up? It's your man, AskChazzEllis. A lot of people never think they're the problem simply because people don't want to argue with your ass. Everybody knows somebody like this. Hey, any situation, they're like, nah, they admitted that they was a problem. They admitted that it was all their fault. I didn't do nothing wrong. People just don't want to argue with your ass. If you don't know somebody like that, it's probably because it's you. But people just don't want to argue with the person, so they start thinking that they right all the time. They start thinking they never did anything wrong in any situation. They're never the problem. Every relationship I ever been broke up because of the other person. No, they didn't tell you what you did wrong because they didn't want to argue with you. They didn't want to hear you minimize whatever they had to say. They didn't want to hear you make excuses. They didn't want to hear you play victim for whatever happened in the situation. They didn't want to hear you go back and forth, name calling, trying to make them feel like it's all their fault, trying to call them a narcissist. People don't want to go through that with your ass all the time. So a lot of times they just let you have it, and then you don't grow because you make it so hard for people to talk to you. You never take responsibility for anything, that you can't grow because people just don't want to deal with it. People are like, you know what? You're right. It was all my fault. Cool. And they walk away from the situation. So a lot of times you need to think about that. If that's you, you need to think about that. If you know somebody that's like that, you might just need to tell them, look, it's you, okay? I've been around you. I've been cool with you for about 20 relationships. It's you, okay? You are the problem. I never said it to you before because I didn't want to argue. We cool, but you are actually the problem, right? You might want to tell your friend that. And if it's you, you might want to tell yourself that. If you've been through 20, 30 different situations, whether it's boyfriend, girlfriend, family members, friends, stuff like that, you may not be 100% the problem, but you got to look at some of the stuff you do also. Like, all right, maybe I'm around a bunch of messed up people, but it's a reason why I'm around them people.